We have to talk about the Smurf out of it all, of course, because I don't know if y'all know this, but Rihanna's Smurfette.
She grew up on that show. Oh, gosh, the first time I met her, she kept talking about the show and referencing episodes. I'm going, oh, yeah, I remember that episode. I'm like, I don't remember that episode.
This is a different take into the world of the Smurfs. So how did you come to it? And when did you decide that you wanted to sort of tackle it?
Getting to sort of reimagine what it means to be a hero. And so the kind of the dominant sort of model now of the hero is like one guy is going to come and save you. We thought it would be kind of cool to go like, oh, no, the group's important. Like have a team.
I love it. Smurf Avengers. And then Chris, for you, I will say not just this new version of the Smurfs, but I think there was a difference even in kind of the approach to it. There's a lot, I think, in this story that harkens back to what the essence of the Smurfs was, but there's a lot of new places that you go. So how did you sort of balance that?
I saw it also as an opportunity, like you're saying, to honor the original look of the Peyo comics. Yeah. That was really important to me, to use those comics as a blueprint in terms of style and tone and gestural quality of it for the animators. I'm a sucker for a backstory and a really good one. And I thought Pam's script was offering that. Like, I know about Smurf Village, but why are they there? I was always asking myself, like, what is a Smurf? I don't get it. They're blue. They seem like predators could find them pretty easily. I'm like, there's got to be more to this story.
I think any great animation starts with really great writing, and that means that these characters have to jump off the page with the writing even before you go to all these various iterations. So for you, Pam, what was your most surprising voice that was paired with the words that you wrote?
Probably was Natasha Lyonne as Mama Poot.
Oh, out of your little Smurf nose!
She brought in this sort of, I've seen it all, Columbo vibe, which I loved. That was a surprise.
I loved that Gargamel and Razamel was voiced by a journeyman voice actor, JP, and really that I think is one of the highest castings that I've seen for a true voice actor as their primary job, and not, again, celebrity castings, although we do love them.
Yeah. No, completely. JP Carliak is a VO legend to me. We're kind of doing like the old school version of Gargamel, and JP was so good in the table read. He was like, you should play Razamel. And then I just kind of pulled him aside afterwards and just said, like, what would your Gargamel sound like? And then he started doing a voice. It was kind of this mid-Atlantic accent. It sounded great. It was really funny. And we're like, can we record you right now? And can you play both parts? The dialogue was just back and forth between the characters, and without any problem, he could just bounce around, and he was brilliant.
Pam, I'm curious for you. There's a section in this, because I called it the multiverse of madness. Oh, yeah. Very psychedelic trip through all of these various places. How did you write that?
I love animation. And to me, it was like, oh, how do we do a tribute to sort of all the different forms? And it just seems so fun if we're in the world, like, oh, what would happen if they were like cascading through every beloved form?
Everyone has some weird intersection with Smurfs is what I discovered making this movie. And that was also just nostalgic, I think, for us, like in terms of like, okay, let's go to an Atari machine from the 80s and a nod to like those old like Rankin Bass.
Yeah.
You know, claymation, crude, fun, journey, the anime thing. It was just sort of like, okay, how can we have fun with these characters and their designs? And I thought it worked out really well.
Which one was the most complicated animation style, or the most surprising for you to approach?
Yeah, probably the most complex is the claymation, just in terms of like making sure that we kept it like super rough looking. And this great studio near Echo Park, Screen Novelties, executed it. They can do any style, and I was just constantly going, can we see fingerprints on that? Like, make sure it's like a little messed up looking, and it shouldn't really move that well. You know, there should be comedy in just that aspect. And it's just a flat plane with some torn paper on the edge, and that was a blast.
We have to talk about the Smurf out of it all, of course, because I don't know if y'all know this, but Rihanna's Smurfette.
Yeah, you may not have come through.
I don't know if we mentioned it, but this is what's crazy about it. I like the Smurfs, but I kind of left them at a different time. Rihanna buys the ticket because there's so much of Smurfette in her. Talk about her, because you know that she only does what she wants.
She like grew up on that show.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember, oh gosh, the first time I met her, she just kept talking about the show and referencing episodes. And I'm like, and I'm going, oh yeah, I remember that episode. I'm like, I don't remember that episode. Can somebody send me that episode?
Yeah.
Like she clearly would have like forgotten
Super fan.
anything that I would ever know. Yeah, super fan.
But I also love how this film, for as much as it talks about what lessons you're trying to teach to kids, there's an entire message to it that I think applies to the moment that we're in right now. And animation has this weird sort of prophetic way of doing that. And so, Pam, I'd like for you to talk about that, because there are bullies that are trying to do things, and what Papa Smurf and what his brother and what everyone else is showing is how they're doing it right and how they're doing it wrong.
Yeah, that's why we really wanted to hit the message, which is the idea that like kindness wins. And I know it sounds sort of like, oh, that's treacly. And it's like, well, can we live in that world? Like, can we aspire to that world? Like, I want to like believe in that world. And we also like this idea that Smurfs are cute and Smurfs are small, but like, don't mistake their cuteness for weakness.
Their superpower is the community, really. Everyone needs to stand on their own 2 feet and know who they are, but really, like, your strength is going to come from that community. It's like you had 3 rules in approaching it. One was like, they're always going to be sincere. They're going to say what they mean, right? There's no cynicism in the Smurf universe. Just doesn't exist. But they're not naive,
right?
You know, which I loved. That opened up so many opportunities for comedy and storytelling. They're not babes in the woods.
No,
they're not like toddlers going, running into the big bad world. They've had life experience.
I feel like animators, y'all are the original, more than game people, Easter egg folks, because you have to stare at these images for so long. What's your favorite little secret bit that's hidden in the animation that folks don't pay attention to? Something from the background, something that's a part of the character design, something like that. I know y'all put that stuff in there. It's just, it happens.
There's nothing really specific, but it's a nod to my experience in the animation world. It's just a brief thing, but there's the zoetrope imagery, that's a wink and a nod and a thank you to like old timey animation, kind of rubber hosey, and then all the different styles and all the limitless possibilities in the art form. That's my inspiration.